This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Grace.
And I'm Alexis.
And we're back to continue our Gravity Falls arc, an arc that's been so fun and creative and wild and conspiracy-filled. And if you guys remember, I just did 2 episodes in a row because Alexis is about to do a 2-parter this week and next week, which will wrap up our Gravity Falls series. And then we'll be moving on to a new arc. But like we say about all of our shows, the arc might be ending, but I'm sure they'll be back. We've got holiday specials we can do probably. And I'm really excited for this 2-parter. I think a lot of questions are going to be answered about this show. Hopefully, that's what I've been telling myself, so I'll be disappointed if not. So, on that note, I'll just pass it right to you, Alexis, because I want to know what the fuck's going on in this world.
You know, I do too. And to a certain extent, the episode will explain what's going on in this world. But as per usual, as we've learned with this show, more questions will arise.
Yes.
You get a few answers and you ask a few more questions in the end.
Keep them wanting more.
Exactly. Which is exactly the point of these 2 episodes that I will be covering over the next couple of weeks. Wanting more, being on the edge of your seat, because these 2 episodes, it's a 2-parter, as Grace said, not just like for the purpose of me talking about it on this podcast, but actually when it was released as like a part 1, part 2 of the show. But they did something interesting and they split the 2 episodes release dates by like 4 months. So basically what they did was they cut the season in half. I know, right? Like, thank God we're not going to do that. You're going to get a 1-week break between us, not a 4-month break. But yeah, so they cut the last season of this show in half. I guess they had like a spring break kind of hiatus from March to July. So this episode came out March 9th, 2015. It's from season 2, episode 11, and it is called Not What He Seems.
Okay.
And let's see, we'll just jump right into it because there's so much to go through here, and we've got a lot of answers to get to and more questions, like I said, to ask. Exactly. More answers and questions. Hopefully more answers than questions, though. So the episode begins, actually, Grace, kind of similarly to like right where your last episode picked or left off.
Okay.
And it's interesting because your episode that you did last was a few weeks before this episode came out. So there were some intervening kind of stories going on there. But basically, we're picking back up exactly with the plot of your previous episode.
With like Stan in a basement?
Stan in a basement.
Okay.
And yes, just remember the Society of the Blind Eye and Dipper perhaps stealing something from them at the end of that episode or taking something from the museum, I believe, and their secret lair, all of that. It all ties into this, right?
Okay.
So it's a late night in Gravity Falls, and the entire town is blanketed underneath the dark night sky. But deep in the woods, we see a blue light flashing very, very brightly. And this blue light is coming from none other than the Mystery Shack. And even more surprisingly so, or maybe not surprisingly, because we kind of got a hint at it in your last episode, the light is coming from behind that infamous vending machine that is inside of the Mystery Shack. So the camera takes us behind the walls, behind this vending machine, and we find ourselves deep down in like a sort of dark, damp laboratory underneath the Mystery Shack, where we see Grunkle Stan hard at work, rigging together these like large vats of what appears to be some sort of chemical waste. He's like rigging them onto a much larger machine that's taking up basically the entire lab. And this room, this control room that he's in next to the lab is filled with all sorts of computers and keyboards and levers and dials, all of which seem to be beeping or flashing in one way or another. So shit's active. Like he's going to work in here. Turned on,
whatever's happening is like, it's go time.
It's happening.
Okay. Now, is he in his boxers and and
I
tank?
believe so. The
Okay.
usual tank top boxers, like getting ready for bed, just rolled out of bed,
Fez.
one or the other.
Yeah,
Yep, always the fez, always
always.
the gold,
Okay.
always the
He has a
gold
gold
chain.
chain. Alexis.
Me and Stan, my man. Yeah. So Stan, it's getting late and he's getting tired from all this work and lifting these heavy vats of whatever chemical waste he's got here.
Mhm.
And he rubs his brows and tells himself that this should be just enough to finish the job.
Okay.
He pulls a lever then that begins to transfer the chemicals from the vats into like this larger machine. Like we see him lowering from the vat, and then like the machine is lighting up more and more as the chemicals are
Okay.
lowering down,
Is
and the
that the
volume of
blue
it is lowering
light
from the vats.
is from the machine?
Yes,
Okay.
it's from the machine. Yes. And simultaneously, as this is happening, a large clock overhead, a digital clock, begins to count down, starting from 18 hours. So
Okay. Oh
Stan,
no. It's like an episode of
18
24 all
hours.
of a sudden.
Ding, 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 with the ticking clock in the
Where's Jack
background.
Bauer? Get him in here.
Come save us all. Get
Oh
in
God.
here.
Okay. My heart rate immediately is spiked right now.
Oh, be stressed the entire
He's
episode.
stressed.
And actually, damn, I should have known that you always find the 24 reference, but the more
Yeah.
I think about it, yeah, there's going to be a lot of that in
Oh
this.
fuck. All right. Yeah. Not
Keep Jack
blessed,
Bauer
just
front of
stressed.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as this clock starts counting down, Stan starts flipping through this old decrepit book that he has sitting out on the desk in front of him,
Journal?
and he
Where's book?
I'll
Sorry.
get there.
Sorry. I'm taking this like an episode
You're
24. I'm gonna
stressed.
try to guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and figure it
No,
out.
we don't have time to guess. We got to get answers now.
Now, stat.
Only 18 hours.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I'm wasting it. Okay, go.
So he's reading aloud from this book, like warning, blah, blah, blah. Extreme usage could result in minor gravity anomalies, blah, blah, blah. And he's flipping through and he slams the book shut and says, whatever. I've come this far. I'm not giving up now. Basically, no matter what warnings this book says, I ain't following them because we got to
Not great.
move Jack Bauer
Okay.
style. I'm sorry to
18
say Jack
hours.
Bauer. It's 18 hours. By now we're at like 17:59 something ish because it's,
Doop,
yeah.
doop. Okay.
I should like put a ticking clock sound just in the
He's in the
background of this entire
background.
episode. Yeah. So Stan, he pulls another lever and the machine in front of him lights up even more with that neon blue light.
Mhm.
And slowly, everything around him, and even more so, everything throughout Gravity Falls, we see like a montage, begins to just lightly levitate, raising a few to like a several inches or so above ground, clearly losing whatever gravitational pull or what
He's
even is
messing
gravity?
with, yeah.
Messing with the gravity anomaly, as he just said.
Right.
And so, like, we see his fez slowly start to lift up off of his head and pencils and things on his desk. Not the fez, save the fez. Rocks around town outside of their house are like just lifting off the ground. Cars, even in the city, are slowly just rising up off of the ground. Mabel and Dipper are fast asleep in bed, and even they in their beds start slowly lifting up out of their beds until just a few seconds later, everything quickly but steadily falls right back into place. So at this moment, Stan calibrates a wristwatch with the large overhead timer that's been going off for a couple minutes now. And he says to himself, it's going to be a bumpy ride, but it'll be worth it. Just 18 more hours. And then finally, everything changes today.
Okay. This is
the intro music
to 24.
Yeah.
So I was about to say this is truly the like episode, the season opener to 24 fully. Okay,
right,
we're in it
exactly. It's
where's
like,
Chloe? Where's Tony Almeida? Let's go. Let's do this. President.
Wow!
Here
oh my God, that's a name I haven't heard in so long. Tony Almeida. Oh my God, and that just brought back so many memories. I really only know of 24 through you. Like
Yeah. Me and
I have
Paige.
never, you and Paige, yes, I've never watched an episode
Hmm.
like on my own. Not to say I didn't like it. It's just not a show
Yeah.
I ever watched. But
Yeah.
you two talked about it so much and forced me to watch a few episodes with you, and I was
Yes.
like, "What's going on?
You
This
basically
is
watched it.
crazy." Yeah, I'm
You
stressed.
you heard our
I'm stressed.
recaps like every
Oh, all the
time.
time, all the time. And I remember how much you guys loved. Remember, we had a boat called the Almeida at rowing, and you were like,
Um, yeah,
"Yeah."
I named it that. Someone we
You
got a new
did.
four, and everyone was like, "What should we name it?" And Paige and I, because we
You're
knew
like,
that Andy was a huge 24
it's a
fan,
great
we were
name.
like,
Oh, that's
"What about
right.
the
I forgot about
Almeida?
that too.
What
You're
about it?"
right. And that
Our
was an
coach loved
easy
it
sell
too.
for that's an easy sell for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Everyone was like, "What the
Easy
fuck?" And
sell.
Paige and I were like,
Great name though.
"I know
Yeah.
it's like,
Ah, man, I forgot that you guys were the ones that did that. Yeah.
yeah,
Dope name. Loved it.
yeah,
And I was like, hey, did you guys know that was like the same character in 24? And you guys went,
please."
yeah, Alexis, that's the whole point.
That's why we did it.
Exactly. And that was a winning.
Hmm.
Anyways, so just like that little pause that you get in the episode for the title credits at that moment, there was our little banter pause to now
Exactly.
bring us
That's
back
our
to
intro.
the plot here. Yes, yes. So the next morning, again in Gravity Falls, outside of the Mystery Shack, or sorry, at the Mystery Shack, it's bright and early, and Mabel is excitedly waking up Dipper so that she can show him a surprise that she found hiding deep in a closet in the Mystery Shack.
Okay.
Could you imagine if it was the lab? Like,
I know.
hey,
That's why I was like, now, was it a
uh,
closet or a vending machine,
or
Babel?
vending machine. I
And
mean,
have we
her
seen Stan this
potatoes,
morning?
potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, the surprise is that Grunkle Stan is like not okay. He's incapacitated behind this vending machine.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
need to get
say,
help.
if I just can't wait for Dipper to eventually see this lab and like he's gonna have a heart attack. Like this is all of his dreams and conspiracies come true. And
Hmm.
yeah, if Mabel just casually presented it like that, he would be so unprepared. So
Yeah, he would. And you know the show because that will happen coming up in a bit.
okay, good, good.
So, no, it is not the lab or it's not a vending machine that she's mistaking for a
Mhm.
closet. It is actually a closet that is full of fireworks.
Oh, that's even
And
worse, honestly, than them
that's
finding
actually
the
worse
lab.
for these two.
Mabel,
Yeah, like for
get her out of there.
Mabel, what are you going to do with these? And of course, she's like, oh, we're going to set all of these off. And Dipper is very much approving.
Oh
Like,
no, okay.
absolutely, we are. And so as they're saying, like, yeah, let's like get all of these out, let's start setting these off. It's like 7 in the morning, by the way. So like, come on, kids, wait a few more hours.
Yep.
But before they can haul all of the fireworks out of the closet, Stan pops up in the hallway behind them and stops them dead in their tracks, asking them what the heck they think they're doing
Um,
by not asking him to set off the fireworks with them.
okay, I was like, sir, you have a closet of fireworks with children in your house. What do you think was gonna
Exactly.
happen? But
What are
okay,
you
he's
thinking?
into it.
Exactly. Yes, yes. So, other than the fact that they're in the middle of the woods and that, like I said, it's super early in the morning, this is looking like basically a perfect summer Saturday. They're out there with a cooler full of like soda and nice drinks and everything. They're setting off fireworks just right out in front of the Mystery Shack. They're making all these great memories together as a
The
family.
last
They're
memories they'll ever
throwing
have.
water balloons. Yeah, right. Ooh.
Okay.
Tell you what, or at least the last normal memories they'll have, put it
Yes,
that way.
yes,
But it's like the
yes.
perfect summer day, like water balloons, popsicles, fireworks, just sitting out, hanging out on the porch, on the front porch of this beautiful home out in the woods, making precious memories with family. And Stan, as he sees the twins playing with each other and joking around, he tells them that it's pretty unusual for siblings to get along the way those two do.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to put a timeout there, pause,
Okay.
because on this podcast, that is not unusual at all.
Yeah, excuse me.
Sorry, Stan. I don't know how you grew up. Actually, I do know, and we'll get to that in a second or in the coming days or whatever.
Eventually.
But this is a podcast where we love our siblings and
Yes,
we
and
totally
we get along
understand getting
super
along
well.
with them very
Yes,
well. Yes.
exactly.
So sorry, Stan, can't
Stan,
relate, but I see what you're saying, I guess.
but barely.
But like hardly. It's like a
Shout
little
out
foreign
to
to
our
me.
brothers
Yeah,
for
exactly.
actually being great
You.
brothers and not whatever
Yes.
Stan thinks a brother is, apparently,
Right, exactly.
or whatever
Yeah.
he's thinking.
A sibling is in general. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, anyways, his happiness slowly turns to sadness, and he tells the kids that he wants to let them know something important. But he's kind of
Okay.
stammering his way around it, like, kids, there's something I need to tell you. Um, it's important. Um,
Okay.
but then he just kind of shakes his head and says, you know what? I'm just going to run inside real quick and let me grab another drink. I'll be right back. Have
From
fun.
a
I'll
vending
be right
machine.
back.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Perhaps. Either way, sketchy. The kids don't really pick up on it though. They just shrug it off and
Yeah.
keep tossing water balloons at each other. Stan, he walks back inside and goes through the mystery shack and straight onto the back porch. And he just takes a few deep breaths, tries to get his composure together, and he tells himself, enjoy this while you can, Stan. They're going to find out sooner or later. And today is the day that it's all going to happen.
My gosh, Jared, what is gonna happen?
Well, unfortunately, he can't finish that thought and he can't explain to us what it is that it's going to happen because he sees this like a strange little red bug flying in front of his face. So he's like trying to swat it away. But the
Okay.
bug just like settles right on the middle of his forehead. And so he tries to swat at it, but quickly realizes that it's actually not moving and it's
Okay.
actually not a bug at all. It's actually a red dot from a sniper scope that is straight, that has its sights straight on Stan's cranium, ready to knock out his brains. And then he looks down at his body and sees dozens of similar red dots covering his face, arms, and torso.
What the fuck?
So
Um,
he just go
Dupe,
ahead, react.
dupe, dupe. This is episode 24. I'm sorry. How did you not write this as? How did you not
I
know
wish I
this?
would have caught that. I really wish I would have caught that. It's because they don't have the clock just running at the bottom of the screen or like popping
Yes.
up at every news scene to like remind you. You only see it a few times, but yeah, missed
Um,
opportunity, man. I'm glad you're here to fill in
what?
those gaps.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, whom among us, Grace, hasn't enjoyed a nice
A
fresh breath
sniper threat.
on our on our back deck to then see sniper fire just lined up on our body as if
Does
we are the
he
target in a target range.
does he
Mhm.
tuck and roll? Does he go back
Oh, very
inside?
quickly. Oh no, he tucks the fucking rolls the fuck out of there.
Okay, also as if he was prepared for such a thing and he's had to tuck and roll from whatever this is before, like a skilled tuck and
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stan is a tuck and roller. He's done some tucking and rolling in
Okay,
his
stop,
life,
drop, and
let me
roll,
tell
tuck and
you.
roll. He's ready.
Yes, tuck
Okay.
and roll. He's had to evade arrest,
Oh, I guess I did know
danger,
that. I did
all
know that he
sorts
was.
of things. Yeah, but we find out today and next week that like more dangerous things than we maybe would have initially thought about Stan,
Yeah.
or evading more serious arrest charges than
Yes.
we may have previously believed. But
Okay.
no, yeah. So he sees these dots and he says, "Oh no!" And then he, like I said, he quickly dives away and tucks and rolls out of there and tries to
Okay.
run. But helicopters quickly enter
Try.
the airspace over
I
the
was gonna say, tries to
mystery
run. You
shack.
say?
Tries to run. Can't outrun a
Okay.
helicopter. Physically impossible for a human.
Oh,
Just can't happen.
okay.
So masked men, of course, wearing all black and in like tactical gear, swoop down, rope down from this helicopter. They tackle Stan and hold him down to the ground. And then we see more men swarming the front yard, coming from both like a combination of helicopters and Humvees and like
Full,
SUVs.
full raid.
Surround full
Are
raid,
Mabel and Stan
full
in the
like tactical
are
operation.
are Mabel and Dipper in the front yard?
They're in the front yard. Yeah. Currently also being held down by guards
No!
and like surrounded by guards.
They're like, it's just a
Yes.
water gun. It's just a water
Yeah. Oh, I swear it's fine. This isn't
gun.
alcohol. It's cola. It's pop. I swear to God. It's fine. So yeah, they storm into the mystery shack. They secure the scene, putting up caution tape and police tape everywhere. They're like busting through the windows from the helicopter, like roping down and just kicking through the windows and jumping in and immediately begin searching, like full on for like Kabul mission or some crap in like
Oh my
Afghanistan. Like
God.
heavy duty forces going in for this tactical mission. And
Yeah.
we see Stan being escorted from the backyard to the front yard and into a nearby vehicle.
Uh-huh.
So the agents, they're kind of like roughing him up a bit. Like they slam his face down on the
Oh
hood of
my
the
God.
car and they start like frisking him, searching him, patting him down.
Check
And
the
Stan
fez.
is like, yeah, the fez. It's always in the fez. The fez hides all the
Take the
secrets.
fez.
It's the first thing these feds got to know. Check the feds, always be on the fez.
Fez.
So Stan is like a little bit confused here and asking them what he could possibly have done to warrant this level of arresting.
Well,
I
Stan.
mean, like, he's a petty thief and he's assaulted a few people here and there, but like this, come on, like
Well,
this is a
dramatic.
lot of taxpayer dollars going in on this,
Stan's
right?
practiced this line over and over again in that mirror. He's practiced,
Mm-hmm.
rehearsed.
I'm just a common criminal. What
Just a petty criminal.
ever done anything to warrant this level of arrest? What's
What?
happening? But
Mm.
then we see the ringleader of this tax-funded circus approach Stan and the twins. And it's a middle-aged, balding man with a very powerful mustache and a very
Mm.
no-nonsense demeanor. He's got on a very crisp black tie and black suit with, of course, a US flag lapel pin. And he introduces himself as Agent Powers, and he is alongside his younger underling agent known as Agent Trigger.
Oh God.
And
These are bad
so,
names for they
yeah,
shouldn't have been
Powers
let
and
in.
Trigger, like,
Yeah. No.
they're going to abuse every bit
Yeah.
of authority
The
they
power and
have.
trigger. Yes.
And yes, and collectively, this duo of federal agents is referred to by the twins as the government guys. And they say
Mhm.
it in a way, though, that makes me think that they've met these guys before. So they obviously pop up in a previous episode, probably
Interesting. Okay.
sometime between your last episode and mine, or something, and
Yeah.
this one, I mean. So I didn't have time to go back and find which one it was
Yeah.
or to watch it, but it's pretty clear they've met these guys before. So
Okay.
Agent Powers walks up to Stan and places a tablet in front of him with a video that's playing on a loop on it. And the video shows security footage from a government waste facility. And it shows that at about
Oh no.
400 hours last night, or I guess this morning, someone wearing a full hazmat suit, thus hiding their identity,
Uh-huh.
robbed 300 gallons of dangerous waste
Hmm.
from this warehouse or from this waste facility. And they obviously are implying that they have reason to believe that Stan is their culprit here.
Okay.
But before we get to Stan's response to this accusation, I just need to pause to let you know right now who voices Agent Powers. So we have a lot of like kings on this podcast, right?
Yes.
From Jim Cummings to Frank Welker. But there's also a king who doesn't do a lot of voice acting, but a
Okay.
live acting king who we refer to all of the time on this
Oh
podcast
no.
and who
Okay.
has just the perfect voice for a grumpy, old, angry federal agent. And that is none other than Nick Offerman, AKA Ron freaking Swanson from Parks and
I
Recreation.
should have known when you said the mustache. I should have known.
Yeah,
You said the thick,
you know.
beautiful, great mustache.
We know
Another voice
someone with that
actor
thick, beautiful,
who
great
doesn't need to
mustache.
change his voice, or actor who doesn't need to
At
change his
all.
voice. Perfect
Not a
voice.
bit. Not a bit.
Perfect
And it's
man, perfect
and
voice.
perfect man,
Wow.
perfect voice, perfect actor, perfect pretend federal agent, even in this instance today.
I'm
Yeah,
thrilled. I'm thrilled. And
he
he's
showed up.
Powers, you
He was
said?
like, yeah, he's Agent Powers. He's the leader. I don't remember who voices Trigger. I don't think it's, I mean, I'm sure he's been in other stuff, but it's not Nick
But it's
Offerman.
not Nick
So I'm sorry
Offerman.
to the
It's
voice
not our
actor who
king.
Agent Trigger, but Nick Offerman is quite literally the
Wow.
king of this podcast. So the live
Yes.
action king will say, although he's making a nice guest appearance as a
I'm
cartoon
thrilled.
character. It's incredible.
Amazing.
It's incredible. Like you said, he doesn't change his voice at all. He's just honestly, you can tell he just rolled up in the studio and was just holding the script, just like, yep, yep. All right, let me just read these lines word for word. Blah, blah, blah. Cool, we done here. All right, see you guys at the premiere.
Bye.
Like, bye. Let me know when it airs on Disney XD. I'll be
Hmm.
watching. So yes, he's here, just letting you know. He's here in spirit. We love you, Nick Offerman. Keep
Love
doing
him.
you. Anyways, Stan, he's shocked to hear this accusation coming from Agent Powers. And he's just like, you think that was me?
What?
What? Oh, but I will say he's kind of selling it well. Like for
Okay.
most of this episode, we are actually a little bit skeptical. Like, ooh, is Stan lying or not? Like, we really can't
Oh,
tell. So, like, good job, Stan. He's actually doing a good job.
yeah.
And Agent Powers is like, stop playing dumb with us. And Stan just says, but I am dumb,
The
which
best defense.
fair point. That's
Yeah.
fair. He is,
It's a good
yes.
defense.
And he goes on to say, all I did last night was stay here and I restocked the vending machines. I swear. But the agents continue to carry him away towards a
Mm.
car, knowing that he's probably just lying to them or playing dumb, like they
Yep.
accused him of. So Mabel tries to jump in and stop this, like, whoa, 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 whoa. This has to be some crazy misunderstanding. Like,
Uh-huh.
Stan, we know he's like a pickpocket. Like, he may steal the occasional, like, tangerine from the grocery store, but he's
Mhm.
not some crazy evil genius supervillain. Like, he's just a normal, like, little petty criminal.
Mhm.
But Agent Powers leans in and tells them that he's been watching their entire family very closely throughout the summer, and
Uh-oh.
what he's seen has disturbed them.
Uh-oh.
Which also, I hear some constitutional crises coming up here. Like, get y'all a lawyer. There's some
Yeah.
easy Fourth and Fifth Amendment claims going
Yeah.
on right
Stan, if you
here.
were really
Just
prepared for
saying,
this, you would already be claiming that. You would
lawyered up.
already, yeah, lawyered
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
You need to be ready your
Hmm.
rights before you're taken away. We got
All
some
right.
issues here.
Guess they don't have any good options, and Gravity Falls for them, or nobody wants to work with them. So, oh well.
Mm.
So Agent Powers continues though and tells them that they may not realize it. The twins may not realize it, but their uncle is hiding something very dangerous from them. Somewhere in the mystery shack, their uncle is hiding a literal doomsday device. They may not believe it,
Okay.
but they don't know their uncle at all. Yeah. And I
Mm,
mean,
I mean,
from the
leave the
opening scene that
viewers.
we
Yeah.
saw, I mean, and from the end of your last episode, like,
Yeah.
yeah, they may be onto something here, but there's got to be an explanation. This is Stan.
There's got to
We
be
know
a
Stan.
doomsday
Yeah,
device. Come on.
like that's a big stretch. A
Yeah.
doomsday device. So Agent Powers tells Agent Trigger to take care of the kids, while Powers takes Stan in for booking and interrogation.
Okay.
And his official charges, apparently, are theft of government waste, conspiracy, and possession of an illegal weapon. So, in reality, like from
Hmm.
an actual crime standpoint, which we do
This,
sometimes actually talk about on
yeah. Yeah.
this podcast, these actual crimes, he's screwed if he can't find a good lawyer here.
Also,
Like,
I'm like, he's never getting out.
no, and he's
No.
old. So, like, even if he gets like a 20-year sentence, like that's a life
He's dying
sentence
in
for
prison.
Stan at this
Yeah.
rate. Yeah. So, like, this
He's
is
going to like,
actually really bad.
yeah, he's definitely going to like a high security, like max
Oh,
prison
yeah.
for sure too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. Because, like, you don't make a doomsday device and then just like get sent to like Club Fed or whatever, or
yeah,
like,
or like a weapon, like yeah.
like the white collar,
Oh no 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 no
prisons or
no.
whatever. No. And
He won't see the
yeah,
light of day again, I would say.
no, because I have to like believe that if you're wanted for building a doomsday device and like stealing government property
Yeah.
in like pursuit of that, that there's also going to be some like T-word charges,
Yeah,
T-wordism,
yeah. I
if
was
you
thinking that too.
will,
I'll say it. Yeah.
for the algorithm. Exactly. Like that's got to be thrown in there somewhere too, probably. So like this is
Yeah.
just not good. This is very, very,
Mm-mm.
very bad.
Hmm.
So obviously, before facing questions, Stan asks for his phone call. This is like once they actually get to
Okay.
the local jail where they're just holding him for now for interview and interrogation. And I'm like, all right, hell yeah, Stan, good. Get your phone call. Fucking call that lawyer ASAP,
Who
please.
does he call?
Yes, he's gonna
Does he
call.
call, does he call Suze?
He calls Seuss.
God fucking damn it. Stan, I thought you had a plan. I thought you had a plan.
And
You clearly
so,
don't have a plan.
but
There's no
maybe he
plan.
does, and we just don't see it yet. Because before, so like Seuss answers and he's like, Stan, I heard you got arrested. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, I showed up to work, but there were agents everywhere. So I left. Like, what the
Uh-huh.
hell? And Stan just cuts through all of that and says, Seuss, listen to me. Go back to the mystery shack, sneak inside, and you know the vending machine, guard it with your life. If anybody tries to get in there, anyone at all, any agents, anyone, do not let them. Just distract them, stall them, whatever you have to do. Guard that
Listen,
vending machine.
they're listening to this phone call. And
Also,
you
good
don't
point.
think Sue's,
Well,
their agents are just gonna move Seuss. Like,
we
this man has
shouldn't.
to
Yeah.
sneak back in and just stand there as agents are swarming it. That's the most obvious thing you could do.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, but on the bright side, they are federal agents, and
Hmm.
we know how federal agents can be
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, Stan wasn't
They're
the
not
only
paying
dumb one in this
attention.
operation.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, there's a little bit of dumbness spread around everywhere
Yeah.
here. Basically, we got the twins, and that's the only intelligence we can lean on right now is Mabel and
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
So he's a little nervous about this, obviously, but like his life goal is making Stan proud, basically, and
Oh.
like being accepted by Stan. He knows he's not only
Hmm.
his boss, but his closest friend. So he's like, whatever you need, I got you. Finally, and like after he hangs up, he says something like, finally, like, all right, I can help Stan. He'll adopt me. I can change my last name to Pines, and then we'll live happily ever after. So cute and
Sweet
sad at the
Seuss.
same time, but like
Sweet
shows that
Seuss.
he is determined and he's ready to
Yes.
take up this mission and help Stan out.
Hmm.
So Stan, he's still in custody and he's waiting for Agent Powers to come back in and start interrogating him. And he keeps checking his watch to see how much time is left until this thing that we still don't
Doomsday
totally know what it
device.
is yet
Okay.
happens, right? The 18-hour shot clock
Yes.
basically goes out.
Yes.
So he looks and he notices that they are now down to 5 hours left. Cue Jack Bauer, cue the music. Like five
Cue my
hours.
face that happens when I watch
Yeah.
24 that I just did.
Cue the goosebumps popping up on my
Five
neck and the
hours?
hairs on the back of my
It's
neck.
been
5 hours.
13
It's been
hours
13
already?
hours. Yeah, he had a good night's sleep. They had fun playing in the morning, lighting off fireworks.
Oh
That
my
that knocked like
God.
a few hours off.
Took a
The
while to
cops,
book them.
you know how they are exactly. It takes them forever to book. They make you just sit in the. No, I'm not speaking from experience here, but they just make you sit in those interrogation
Oh
rooms
my
for hours
God.
before actually interrogating you. It's
Uh-huh.
basically psychological torture.
Uh-huh.
And so he is starting to panic a little bit because he realizes that, yeah, clock is running out and that he
Yeah.
needs to quote unquote be there when it happens.
Oh no, so now he's got
So
to break away
he
from the
starts
fence. Just more
he
crimes.
starts to find a way to break out of this jail and get away from the feds,
He's
like you
like, I
just said.
already have enough charges against me. What's one more?
One more.
One
And
more.
this one is child's play compared to the other
There's
ones.
a
Let's be
doomsday
real.
device.
Evading
Yeah.
arrest? Yeah, come on. What is
Breaking
that?
out of
That'll be
jail.
incorporated into the charges from the other ones. It's not going to get you any extra jail time at that or prison time
Exactly.
at that point. So he's still sitting there brainstorming of a way to get out. But in the middle of his brainstorming, he notices that these gravity anomalies begin to start up again and they become more frequent and stronger. So like we start to see like his clock will beep and then we'll start to see things on the table like lift up and we start to see people around
Oh
town lift
no.
up and everything, but like it's not nighttime anymore, it's broad daylight.
So
And so the
everyone's
people in
noticing.
the town are noticing it
Uh-huh.
exactly, but
Okay.
they're kind of just like shaking it off, like, oh, this is probably just like an earthquake or something. Like, I don't know. It's just like a little cute little earthquake. It's nothing
Okay.
crazy. Like, did anyone else just no, no,
Think it's
okay,
an
let's go back to shopping,
earthquake.
guys. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
Normal shit for Gravity Falls, probably, right? Yeah.
Okay.
But Stan starts to track these with his watch to get a better sense of like how frequently they're occurring.
Okay.
And he realizes that like, okay, I can use this to my advantage because he's like handcuffed to a chair or whatever, and he's like, okay, maybe if like it lifts me up I can like finagle my way out of the chair or
Uh,
something. So this is why he's like keeping time and everything.
uh-huh.
And As Agent Powers comes back into the room to begin interviewing him or interrogating him, of course, Stan's clock beeps again, indicating that one of these anomalies is getting ready to
About to
start
happen.
back up. So he just kind of like stalls for a second to get Agent Powers to like stay on the other side of the room as him or whatever. And of course, one of these anomalies happens. It like lifts him up in his chair and he's able to like slam the chair back down, busting out of it,
Oh
and then basically
shit.
like run out of there. Yeah, while Powers gets like stuck behind something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because either way, it's a federal charge. So like
Yeah.
a federal charge is a federal charge, stands
Either
in
way, it
trouble either
worked.
way, but he does get
And
out. It
yeah,
worked.
and they're adding that to
Yeah.
the list. Okay,
So
great.
exactly. Add that to the rap sheet.
Hmm.
So as he's running out of this jail, he runs straight up to a taxi cab that's just like sitting right out front. And he asks the dude to roll down the window and he's like yelling at him, like, hey, I'll give you all of this money right here. Do you know where the mystery shack? Cab driver is just like, yeah. And so he says, take this money and drive the opposite direction right now.
Stan. It's not
So
his
he
first
has a
prison
plan.
break.
No,
Not
no,
his first
no,
prison break.
not by any stretch of the imagination. And of
Mm.
course, he does not get into the cab. He runs back towards the mystery shack while the cab speeds off in the other direction.
Hmm.
But by the time that the agents get out of the prison or the jail to chase after him, they obviously think that he's in this taxi cab that's like speeding down the road. So
Hmm.
they chase after the taxi cab as well. So, yeah, like we said, not only is he a little smarter than we may think or know, but this ain't his first prison break rodeo, as you just
Surely is
said.
not. And
He's had trials and
he's like probably
errors.
like, damn, last time I didn't even have gravity was holding me down. That was way harder.
I,
This though,
yeah, right. Like this is a
easy.
cakewalk.
Yeah.
Easy, yeah. So Stan is making his way back through the woods to get back to the mystery shack. But meanwhile, we also see Mabel and Dipper's end of this whole arrest debacle, right? Because remember, they were taken by Agent Trigger and they're in the back of an SUV that he's driving. And he tells them that because I think they're asking, like, are we gonna go to jail too? Like, like we didn't do anything. And they're like, no, we're taking you to Child Protective Services, which, oh, yeah, first of all, holy crap,
Also, they have
scary.
parents.
And they do have parents. Yeah, it's just
Like,
like
do
they're
the
here for the
same thing.
summer. Send them back home. What are you
Yeah.
doing? But then also hilariously, Mabel is just like, boo.
You know what? What else are you gonna
I love
say?
an unserious queen.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. It was like after the shit I've seen this summer. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I'm not scared of you.
lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But like, yeah, very good point that I also thought of. Like, they have parents. Like,
Yeah.
just
They
send
have a
them back
family.
home. Why are you? Yeah,
Surely
it's like
just
we just
call
totally
their
forgot about
parents.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and say, hey, something crazy is happening. Like, you need to come get your
Come
kids
get your
because
kids.
your uncle is now in federal custody. Which,
Yes.
sorry about it, but like, this is obviously the better option than just sending them to CPS and like
Yes.
putting them in a system in a state that they don't even live in. Like, they're from
And
California, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, don't put them in a system in Oregon.
yes,
Like, just
that's also the feds. You can go across state lines with these kids. It's
easily
okay.
have
Drop them off.
easily. Yeah, that's like the reason of them being the feds is so they can go across state
Yes,
lines. Like, do
exactly.
your job, you know? So,
Okay.
anyways, yeah, the kids are not thrilled to hear this, and they're still refusing to believe that Stan is guilty. And they're like, no, we gotta prove that he's innocent. So Dipper and Mabel are like whispering to themselves in the back of the SUV while Trigger is just focused on the road.
Uh-huh.
And Dipper realizes that they just need to find a way to get back to the mystery shack so that they can check the security footage there, which will then obviously prove that Stan was there
Hmm.
last night, just simply
Mm.
restocking the vending machine, like an innocent man, therefore exonerating him from all of these horrific charges. So Mabel, she's like, okay, you're right, you're right. So that's our goal. How do we get there?
Hmm. How did they
And she
break out
concocts
of?
a plan. How did they break out of an SUV that is driving very fast through the woods down this
Uh-huh.
road in the
Uh-huh.
woods? Honestly, on a highway, it looks like in the woods too.
Great. Great.
So here's what she sees. Here's what she does.
Uh-huh.
She sees a trucker, a log trucker, I actually think it's Wendy's dad, but like they don't really acknowledge that, but it's just for reference. He's
Uh-huh.
obviously a hothead. She sees him driving in a very large semi truck in the next lane over. And she just straight up starts to taunt him from the window. Like she's like making faces and like writing messages on the window, like
Uh-huh.
fogging it up and writing messages to like piss him off. And it works because, like I said, Wendy's dad is a freaking hothead.
Yep.
And he just furiously swerves his truck towards the SUV. And Agent Trigger is obviously not paying attention to what the kids are doing in the back seat. So, like, he
Yeah.
doesn't know that, like, the guy's probably just like messing with them. And he just sees from his peripherals a
A
semi
semi
truck
truck.
plowing into his lane.
Oh
And
shit.
so Trigger totally like veers the car off of the road through a barrier rail.
Oh my
And the
God.
car just begins tumbling downhill, Grace, like multiple
Oh
rotations
my
all
God.
the way downhill, back deep into the woods before slamming head first into a tree.
Mabel just killed this man.
She, like, I'm not kidding you, Grace.
Could have
She
killed
may
this man.
have. She could have, obviously, yeah.
Obviously
Like
didn't,
in
but
any
very likely could have.
on any outlet other than Disney, on Cartoon Network, absolutely.
He's
Cartoon
dead.
Network in the 90s, this guy's dead. And you see like the bones and everything coming out, like
Yeah.
100%. But again, this is Disney XD in the 2010s. So it's like, he's definitely hurt, but he's not dead. And
Alexis,
so
this
it's
is
crazy, Grace, when you see it, it's
this is
like, it's
just
actually
Jack
really
Bauer getting out
violent.
of being taken by the feds or by the enemy.
Yeah.
You're just continuing to
This
prove
is
me right.
just
Okay, go on.
this is just an episode of 24, but
Yeah.
okay, cool. Keep
Doop,
going.
doop,
Yeah.
doop. Okay.
So at this point, Trigger, he's like lodged and stuck in the front seat because he's wedged between like the car and the tree. It's bad. And the kids thankfully are okay. Like they're able to like slip through a mangled car door. Like the door is so mangled, there's a gap in it that they can like
Oh
slide
my
under
God, because
and
they're
get out.
children.
Yeah,
And they're like, okay,
exactly.
bye, Adrian.
Okay, literally, that's basically it. Like Trigger tries to call them back, like, come back, you have to help me. Like, come on, you have no idea what you're dealing with. And he calls for backup on his radio. Dude, it gets darker because Dipper runs up to him, grabs the radio out of his hand, throws it on the ground, and stomps on it, like crushing it into a bunch of little pieces.
These kids
Like,
are gonna at least go
so
to
if
juvie now.
it's like if they didn't kill him from the car accident, they're now like leading to his death by, getting rid of his only ability to call for help.
Yes,
Like
they're
that
criminals
is
now.
as much of a crime as the actual like car causing a car accident.
Yeah,
In fact,
and it's
that's
a
more of a crime than just like
federal
causing
agent too.
exactly,
Maple and Dipper,
exactly. And
y'all are also
federal
on the run
property
now.
with the car. Yeah, God. Like you guys
Mm-mm.
better join Stan, Grunkle Stan, and like just
You guys
join
are
a
on the run now.
circus or something, be
Yeah.
like a traveling circus and get ready to carry that hobo bag onto a train or something because
Yeah,
y'all are
it's
on
your
the
life
run for
now.
the rest of your lives. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Not good, not good.
So again, Agent Trigger tries to level with the kids before they fully walk away from him. And they're like, you guys aren't going to fall for what your uncle is telling you, are you? Like, you poor kids. You really think he's innocent? I've seen it all too many times before. False names, double lives.
False.
1 minute they're playing with water balloons in the front yard, and the next they're building a doomsday device in some secret laboratory. Your uncle scammed the whole world. Are you gonna let him scam you too? Which, like, again, classic Fed police sort of move,
Gotta
like
play
getting
that
in their
game.
mind, planting those seeds of doubt. Like, no, you can
Uh-huh.
trust me more than them. Like that, you actually don't know who this person is. You can
He's
trust
lying to
me, a
you.
lawful agent. Exactly.
Hey, you know
So
what?
Dipper
Like Dipper's
turns
book said, trust no one.
trust no one. Exactly. And that is basically the theme of the rest of this episode now
Oh
that they like hear
shit.
this from him. Yeah, like you're right on time with all of these references, man.
It's
You're
because I
helping me flow
watched
through this perfectly
18 seasons of 24.
multiple
I know
times.
the beats.
Yeah. I know how this story goes. I know how the script is written. So Dipper turns around and he hesitates a bit and he tells Trigger, like, you don't know what you're talking about. And then he turns back and continues to follow Mabel to the main road
Mhm.
and thus back to the mystery shack. But as they're walking away, Trigger yells one last time at them, "You're gonna regret this." But
Yeah,
right
they
as
probably
he
will.
yells
Yeah.
that, they will. And right as he yells that, the airbag just deploys in his face, knocking him out. And it just goes quiet. Yeah. It just goes quiet as the kids continue to walk away.
For all Dipper and Mabel know he just died and they're still walking
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. I was going to say, if the crash didn't kill him, if being pinned in between a car and a tree doesn't kill him, the airbag might. The
Yeah.
airbag might have.
Hmm.
I think we see Trigger again, but like it's not totally certain. All these agents kind of look the same. It's kind of
Oh
like a
no.
Matrix
Yeah.
situation where like if they're either powers, someone in like full tactical gear so you can't see their face
Yeah.
anyway, or someone that looks like Trigger, like high and tight haircut, same suit. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Trigger might be dead. I'm not sure if
Could be
that's the
dead.
same guy or a different agent. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, the kids they keep walking back through the woods and they make their way back to the mystery shack. And when they get there, they see that, of course, the whole place is still crawling with these federal agents.
Hmm.
So they have to sneak inside. And I think like they climb up a tree and Mabel uses her tried and true grappling hook going all the way back to like episode one, I
Wow,
think.
callback. Hell
It's
yeah.
making a comeback. It is a good callback here. And they like sneak back inside using that. And so once they get back in there, they run straight to Stan's office and they lock the door because they realize that this is probably where he keeps his security tapes or the footage from the security
Oh,
cameras.
yeah.
So they're searching all over for these tapes, looking up and down, like tearing stuff off of the bookshelves. And Mabel looks up and points towards what she calls the antilabbit. and, and
What?
Dipper's like, "You mean jackalope?"
It's a rabbit.
I had
Also
to throw it
callback.
in. It's like
First
exactly one because
episode.
it's a callback, and two because it's just such a good joke. I was like, "Oh, that was good. That was good."
It's a rabbit.
Because
That's
like
very
you, I
good.
also paused like Ansel what the fuck? And then yes, shows the jackalope. Call back to the first
So good.
episode. Either way, she reaches up and she pushes on that janky left antler on it,
Uh-huh.
and it causes the wall to totally slide open like Scooby-Doo style
Oh shit.
and
There's
reveals
multiple
another
entrances.
wall
Okay.
behind it. Yeah, multiple little hidden passageways and secret
Uh-huh.
tunnels and stuff. And on this wall, behind the wall, we just see like various screens from camera feeds
Oh
from
yeah, yeah.
around the shack. So it's like a surveillance wall, basically. And the kids fast forward through the tape from this week, the security tapes from this week, and they eventually get to 400 hours of that morning, or I guess the night
Okay.
before that morning, whatever. And at first they're satisfied because what they see is Stan just restocking the store just as he said he was. Or actually, I guess it's a little bit before 400. It's probably like midnight or something
Yeah.
from the night before. And just as he said he was restocking the store on these tapes and everything. But then they keep fast forwarding and they do eventually see what they feared in the early morning hours, around just after 400 hours,
Hmm.
someone in a full hazmat suit is seen offloading vats of some sort of chemical waste into the mystery shack.
Yeah.
And at first, they're like, Mabel in particular is like, well, we don't even know if that's Stan. It's a full hazmat suit. Like, we can't see the person's face. So, like, it could be anybody. But these are really good security cameras that Stan has. They're not just, video feed. They've got
CCTV. Yeah.
audio too.
Oh
Exactly.
no.
So we then hear the person on the tape screaming as he stubs his toe on a
Oh
barrel of these
no.
liquids. And yeah, it's Stan or
Yeah.
someone who just sounds exactly like
Exactly.
Stan and cusses the exact same way that Stan cusses.
You guys gotta destroy this tape.
So basically, yeah, which federal crime, but hey, oh well, you got there first. They didn't find the tapes before you did,
Yeah,
so
they're not gonna find this
sorry about
wall.
it. Nope. Yeah, yeah, get rid of that antilabbit,
Yeah,
throw it out, cover the wall back up and
burn
get
it.
rid of it so they can never find it. So Dipper instantly feels betrayed, saying, "This whole summer I was looking for a mystery to solve, and it turns out that the biggest mystery was right in front of me." But Mabel's still not giving in. She still has a bit of trust and faith in Grunkle Stan.
Mm.
So she's like still trying to like grasp at straws for an explanation. Like, okay, just because he maybe stole some waste
Oh,
doesn't
no.
mean he's an evil villain, right? Like there
Mabel's a
has to be
lawyer.
some sort of extra.
What
Ah,
is evil?
girl, what even is evil? What is waste? One
Yeah.
man's waste is another man's treasure. Okay. This isn't government waste, although
Aren't you
that's like
gonna
even worse government
throw it
treasure.
out anyways? At which
Exactly.
point, who
Exactly.
owns it? What is ownership?
Ownership at the end of the day, you know? So, yes, Mabel's like pacing the office, trying to think through any rational explanation for all of this, thinking out loud. But while she's pacing, Dipper, who's still kind of like rummaging through things because he's also trying to like prove now that Stan is guilty.
Oh.
Dipper finds a box tucked away in a little cubby underneath all of these surveillance monitors.
Mm.
And he pulls the box out and he starts to rummage through it even more. And as he does, his jaw drops and he calls Mabel over to take a look. Inside of this box, the twins find something horrifying:
Okay.
a number of passports, driver's license,
Oh, shit.
a variety of ID cards, all with different names. We've got
No.
Stetson Pinefield, we've got Hal Forrester,
Oh,
we've
no.
got Andrew Eight Ball Alcatraz.
Oh, God. Okay.
The weird thing, though, is that Grunkle Stan's picture is
Mhm.
on all of them.
Yeah.
So fake IDs, a whole box of them, well, almost a whole box, because like the rest of the box is filled with a bunch of old newspaper clippings,
Oh,
some of which,
interesting.
for example, read Stan Pine's dead. And, you know, with a picture
Oh.
underneath it of a brutal car accident near the article. And the kids read this out loud a little more and say, quote unquote, foul play suspected in Pine's death, dot, 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 fiery crash, dot, dot,
Oh my
dot, brakes
God.
cut, dot, dot,
Brakes
dot,
cut.
brakes cut. And the kids are like, oh,
Okay.
we know a lot about fiery crashes. Like that's, we were just in
Also,
one of those.
the like shock of the IDs and stuff. I'm like, kids, you helped him counterfeit money. We saw in a clip
Yeah,
once.
that's right. Exactly. So like you
But
shouldn't be that surprised, but
the extent
eh,
of it is quite shocking.
right.
And the
And the
faking his
fact
own
that
death
like
situation is also
exactly
even more shocking, I would say, in
the
fact.
faking his own death of it all and also the like hiding in a box behind a secret wall of it all because like
Yes.
he openly invited them to counterfeit stuff, like he was open about doing
Yeah.
that. So why are you now hiding all of this stuff? Like
It's a lot of stuff, it
all,
sounds like.
yeah,
This is
a lot
many.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And so they wonder, after reading the thing about the car crash, they're like, so foul play is suspected, but like by who? Who did that? And so Dipper then pulls out another newspaper clipping that shows a mugshot of Stan, or someone who looks like Stan, they
Uh-huh.
think, with the title underneath it reading Unnamed Grifter at Large.
Okay.
The kids start to piece some of these things together. And their only conclusion and realization now is that Stan really is not what he seems. Dun
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 dun. You see
dun.
what I did there? Yeah. Yeah.
10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
So
Worth it.
thank you. Thank you. So the kids, they keep searching through the boxes and files in Stan's office, looking for any sort of explanation or clue to, and to what all of this means. Because
Yeah.
Mabel, like she's still a little bit in shock and disbelief, not willing to believe
As you
all of
would.
this
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, yeah. So she's just like legit throwing shit out of boxes, like
Mm.
tossing books off the shelves. Like there has to be something. We have to see some or find something here. And from one of the books that she tosses out falls a piece of paper that she then picks up and that says, she reads it and it says, secret code to hideout.
Oh,
And
great.
the kids, yeah, like, oh, we've been looking for that forever.
Huh.
And so the kids examine it with the black light flashlight, and they see the code kind of in the black light pop up on it.
Hmm.
And they're looking at it like, God, where have I seen this before? This looks familiar. Where have I seen this code? And Mabel says, oh my God, it's to the vending machine. Because they realize
Mm.
it's like buttons to a vending machine. You just have to
Yes,
press
go,
them in a
go,
certain
go, get
order.
there.
Yes. So go. They run the fuck out of the office. They go straight to the vending machine. But remember, vending machine is under tight guard right now, tight
Oh
patrol.
my God. You know what? At least they can outsmart Seuss. I'm not worried
Yeah,
about
yeah,
getting
exactly.
through him. They're this now
Poor
they
Seuss.
now Mabel and Dipper are the smartest ones in this whole mystery shack, including all the federal
Yeah.
agents.
Yes, they're like, okay, this is the easy part, actually. Sneaking into here and finding the security tapes, that was tough. Getting past Zeus, easy.
Done.
So they go up to, they see him standing there, and they're like, Zeus, get out of the way. We got to like get to this vending machine. And I will say, like, at first they are happy to see him there because they're like, oh, thank God, like someone we know and who we like low key trust, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
not a federal agent. Like, you can help us. But Seuss is like, sorry, kids. Nope. I am under strict orders from Stan. Nobody is to touch this vending machine at all. Like,
Mm.
you can't get by. Sorry, kids. He's like, I have clear orders. And he obviously very, very much wants to be adopted by Stan. So he's like, I'm not failing this mission.
Uh-huh.
So the kids, they resort to violence. They just like start hitting, they start beating
Hurting
up Seuss. Yeah. I think Mabel has like fairy dust or something, like glitter, and she just like throws it in his eyes. Like,
They're like, we're on a fucking mission. No
we
one's standing
gotta
in our way.
move. At this point, they probably only have like 30 minutes left for real
Oh my God, I forgot
on
about the
that
clock.
countdown clock. I know. See, this is why I didn't tie it to 24 because they don't constantly remind us of the stakes.
But in our
Yeah.
hearts. Okay.
So, yes, eventually two is greater than one, and they are able to fight past Seuss and punch the code into the vending machine.
Uh-huh.
And Seuss is upset at first, but then when they get the code in, the vending machine slides across the wall, revealing a deep, dark, creepy staircase. And he's
Uh-huh.
like, okay, kids, yep, let's go see what's down there.
Yeah, he's like,
Obviously,
fuck
something is not
Stan.
right here.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's
what the
go.
hell? And so as they make their way down the staircase, they start to see that like neon blue light kind of start illuminating the staircase more and more as they get deeper and deeper down into the depths of this basement.
Uh-huh.
And when they finally get down there, they see this like industrial style elevator that they hop into and they make their descent, might I
Oh
say.
no. We've been in too many caves in this arc.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah,
No more
not that kind of
golems.
descent. Thank goodness. Yeah, no
Thank
more
God.
golems. There's
Thank
enough
God.
stressful shit going on as we, yeah,
I read
already.
that
Like, we don't need
in.
any of that, too. So, yes, they find themselves into yet another underground bunker, which at this point the kids are experts at discovering.
True.
So, like, this isn't a super big shock to them. I guess the bigger shock is that it's underneath their house, basically. But they're
Yes.
like,
And
eh,
Stan
you've
knows
seen
about
one
it.
underground bunker.
I've seen
Exactly.
them all.
You've seen them all. So they find themselves in a lab, the same lab that Stan was in at the beginning of this episode.
Okay.
And look, Stan, we know he's not the brightest. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And that is obviously well known to the kids and to Zeus. Zeus, I keep calling him Zeus sometimes. I don't know why. He's like a god right now. So
Who can
they're
get beat up
all
by
super
kids? Easy.
exactly. So they're all very confused as to why Stan, this man of average or maybe even slightly below average intelligence, would have this secret lab, very elaborate laboratory
Yes.
down here. And things get even stranger when Dipper, after looking around for only a couple of seconds, finds none other than journal number 1 and journal number 2
Oh shit.
sitting out on a desk in the lab.
I mean, honestly, the level of betrayal.
Bingo. The word that you just stole the word out of my mouth. Dipper already was losing trust in Stan because of the fake
Uh-huh.
IDs and the passports and
The
everything, and like
arrest,
trigger the
the
arrest, the federal
feds.
agents currently swarming their property,
Yes.
trigger planting that little seed in his mind before
Hmm.
he possibly died in that car accident, and the kids abandoned him in the woods alone.
Yeah.
All of this now, it's already planted that doubt in his mind. But this literally sends Dipper over the edge. He's
Oh no.
furious. He's overcome with just rage at all of this betrayal, wondering how and why Stan would have this journal. And also, like, understanding that Stan is often dismissing the mythical stuff, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, it's all just a scam. It's all just like for the tourist trap of it
Hoax, yeah.
all. Like, this stuff isn't real. There aren't actually monsters. So he's pissed. And after all of this time of Dipper trying to find out what the journals mean, and I'm pretty sure like Stan
Yeah.
knows that Dipper is aware of the journals and is trying to get to the
Mm,
bottom of everything, like who made them and where they came from. He's like, why would Stan hide this from me? From
yeah.
from both of us, basically, from him and Mabel and Seuss, because
And
Seuss is
Seuss
also in on their
and Wendy,
adventures too.
yeah.
Yeah. And Wendy, yeah, who's not there, but she gets an earful of all of this later. She gets the rundown later. It's a
Good,
long
good.
day. Her dad was just in a horrible car
Yeah, just
accident
kill
with some random black
someone.
SUV. Yeah, it's been a long day in their household. So Mabel, though, as she's looking around this lab, she sees a really adorable photo of the twins in a frame sitting out on another desk. And she picks it up and tells Dipper, like, listen, I know there's a lot of confusing stuff going on, but Stan still loves us. See, like, you don't just put a picture of your great nieces and nephews on your desk with no other
Uh-huh.
pictures of anyone else around and like
On
not
your
care
secret
about
desk.
them
Yeah.
on your secret desk in your secret lab and your
And your
mystery
secret
chef that's
crimes.
currently swarmed by federal agents
Yeah.
while you're in federal custody right now. Like, no, he must love us still, right?
Uh-huh.
So he's still trying to figure out the reason in all of this or the reason for all of this. And she's like, if he still loves us, then we still love him, right, Dipper?
Oh.
But Dipper's not buying into this. Like he's going off. He is accusing Stan of stealing the journals from the original author, or maybe even killing the original author and getting rid of the original author.
Hmm.
And they now see this massive machine in the lab that was it in your last episode too?
Is it the
Was the
triangle machine?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I was like, I can't remember if it was at the end. Yes, they see that now, kind of like in behind like a glass wall in this laboratory too, and they're like, listen. He's got these journals. He probably killed the original author, and the massive machine back there is obviously part of his master plan and part of this whole
Hmm.
doomsday plot that the agents are telling us about. So Dipper, he then takes all three journals and he opens them up and aligns them all to the same page, where we then see that when put together, and opened up to the same page, the journal creates like this depiction of an inverse pyramid or triangle, I guess,
Okay.
with a large circle in the middle at the intersection of the three books. And around this triangle, we see a slew of like warning messages and scripts and stuff like that, and various
Hmm.
symbols, similarly to like how you described in a couple
Oh
of your
yeah, like
previous
alien
episodes,
text and
actually.
stuff. Looking.
Exactly. Yeah. And so Dipper, he turns on the black light and he's able to read the messages that are hidden on the pages of this book. And they say, the machine was meant to create knowledge, but it is too powerful. The
Okay.
device, if fully operational, could tear our universe apart.
Ah,
I was wrong the whole time. It must not fall into the wrong hands. If the clock ever reaches zero, our universe is doomed. Total global destruction. And then we just see like drawn all around these messages, like
mhm.
frantically drawn pictures of, I shit you not, Grace, the gates of hell opening up, the world literally being torn apart. Like we see flames and destruction just like frantically like scribbled and drawn
Oh,
all around these messages.
oh
So
no.
again, kind of like a callback to our first episode where it's like you just see the message trailing off and you're
Yes,
like
getting more and more distressed and then a trail off, never good. Trail. You don't want to
Never
trail off
good. Never good. We see a total break from reality coming to
yeah
life, like on these
on the
pages,
page.
basically, from whoever authored, yeah, these books.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, the kids, they look up
What's
and
the
they
clock up
happen
to?
to see this cool large digital clock right overhead. And it is now ticking its way down from 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Start unplugging everything. Just unplug stuff.
Turn
What else
off,
do you do?
unplug, factory reset. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do I do? What do I do? Help, somebody help.
Uh,
And Dipper's like, okay, the agents were right. We need to
uh-huh,
shut this shit down right now. You know, obviously, it doesn't
uh-huh.
say shit, but like, you got to shut it down. We got to turn this thing off.
Yeah.
This is very bad. We're going to
Shut it
die.
down. Yeah.
Everything around them starts to shake, like as soon as the clock hits 90 seconds, like,
Oh
because
no.
obviously this thing is getting ready to go off. Chunks of ceiling and rock are falling down around them, and
Oh
things
no.
on like the lab desks are just like falling off, and everything is just shaking. And the kids are making their way through the lab and into that kind of separate room that's holding the massive machine,
Uh-huh.
which we also now finally get a really good look at. I mean, you described it pretty well in the episode where it came in your last episode. But again, it's just like that inverted pyramid. It's got a large circle cut out of the middle of it. And it's
Hmm.
got all the like weird like scripts and symbols kind of written around that
Uh-huh.
circle. And it's obviously like metallic and just very large. And it's on a platform that you have to take a few steps up to get to.
Uh-huh.
And so, as everything is still shaking more and more around them, we see the circle at the middle of this machine turn from an empty, like see through hole to a very bright white light
Don't
with
go towards the
red
light.
lining the outer circle
Okay, as if a
and
gate
like
to hell,
whirring around
maybe.
the edges. Yeah, like
Okay.
this portal is starting up and it
Yeah.
doesn't look, the color red makes me think it's not taking us to a happy place.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
or to the happy, the good
To
place, if
that
you
good
will.
place.
Yeah. So Dipper finds the manual override system, which basically, like any good scientist should do, has like three separate keys that all have to be turned at the same time to like confirm that this is what
Okay.
you want to do. So the trio quickly runs over there, and at the same time, they all turn the keys together, and it opens up like a security box with another lever inside of it right
Okay.
next to the machine. So it's like you turn the keys, and then the override button is like released from this box,
Uh-huh.
and then you can run over and hit that button. But time is running down, and sirens are starting to sound off,
Oh
and
no.
shit's getting really stressful.
Uh-huh.
And so they're running back over to this other button to actually press the shutdown button and to prevent doomsday from ending all of their lives. But right as Dipper's hand hovers over the main shutdown button and the
Hovers.
timer, he's there's for dramatic effect. Like right
Okay,
as
I
he
was
picks
like,
his hand
Dipper.
up. Yeah, he's not purposely doing it, but it's just
Okay,
like
okay, okay.
simultaneously as he hits his hand or as he lifts his hand, as the timer hits the 1 minute mark, we hear from behind them, "Don't touch that button." And it's Stan, who's just made it to the lab, just in the
Sir?
nick of time. Stan, quote unquote,
Yeah.
if that is his real name.
And I don't know
Perhaps
at this
whatever
point.
Albert 8 Ball Alcatraz is your real name, or Hal Forrester, if you will. But tensions are high right now, dude. Like
Yeah,
everyone is out
standoff.
of breath. Like, 'cause Stan just ran there. So he's like, don't touch the button. Dipper is like, has panic and fear in his eyes. Mabel is
Oh.
just nervous. Seuss just looks confused, like, what is going on? But Dipper's panic quickly turns to anger and he becomes
Mm.
appalled at Stan, asking why he should trust him after all of the lies he's been telling them all summer long,
Mhm.
including the biggest lie of all, like his identity. Like, we
Yeah.
don't even know if you're our uncle. Like, who are you? And Stan knows that it sounds crazy, but he pleads with his nephew and niece, telling them to keep the machine on. And he slowly walks towards the others, like with his hands up, just saying, just
Uh-huh.
let me explain. I promise you I can explain. But before he can, his watch beeps again, signaling that another gravity anomaly
Oh,
is about to
shit.
start. So He tells the kids and Seuss to brace themselves, hold on to something, and the earth starts shaking again, and everything in the lab begins to float, of course, including the kids, Stan and Seuss. And we see the white light that filled the circle in the inverted pyramid. It's now been like pushed to the edges of the circle, and it's growing even brighter and brighter.
Mm.
And we see through that light now, it actually, sorry, it gets brighter before like snapping to like pure darkness. And then we see
Nope,
like
not a good place.
stars and everything
Okay.
through it.
Last time we
And it
saw that,
reveals,
evil demon came through. So,
mm-hmm, oh, so I'm going to come through, that's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
So we now basically obviously understand that this machine is a portal because it's like we're looking into space or
yeah.
something. Like you see stars like shooting, flying by, and just like little dots and specks of light in the
Okay.
background. And the edges of the circle are spinning fiercely as the machine lights up more and more, and the earth shakes faster and faster. And the kids and Stan and Seuss continue to levitate. And in fact, everything and everyone in Gravity Falls begins to levitate like before, but this is more
Uh-huh.
powerful than it has been. And so Mabel tries to like air swim her way to the lever to stop the machine, but Stan rushes towards her, telling her to stop. And at this point, Seuss, he's seen enough. He swoops in and he tackles Stan to let Mabel get through. And
Suits.
Stan is like, Seuss, what are you doing? I gave you an order. And Seuss is like, yeah, but after seeing all of this, my new mission is to just protect these kids because I don't know who the fuck you
Oh,
are, bro. Yeah. So he
oh.
has also turned on Stan
Yeah,
in
he's
this
like, actually,
moment.
I don't know who gave me an order because I don't know who you are.
Yeah, I don't know your name, sir. So Stan again yells to Mabel, asking her to trust him. And Mabel at this point, like she's right by the button, she's right in front of the portal, she's hovering over it, and she looks at Stan and she's just got her eyes are full of tears and she looks
Oh,
at him
Eva, what is she
and
gonna
she's
do?
like, I don't even know if you're my uncle. How can I trust you? I
Yeah.
want to believe you, but but and Stan cuts her off and says, "Listen, this morning I told you kids that I wanted to tell you something. And I was going to tell you that you're going to hear some bad things about me. And some of them are true. But trust me, everything I've worked for, everything I care about, it's for this family." And the
Mm.
clock, it meanwhile is still clicking, still ticking, still
He knows
counting
how to
down.
stall. He knows how to
He
stall.
does. He
We've seen
does.
it
And it's working because the clock is at 10 seconds now. They've got 10 seconds until this thing just goes off,
till
whatever
it
it
blows.
does or it is. Yeah. And the portal is just growing and growing and spinning faster and faster. And the white light is taking over the entire lab. And Dipper is like trying to reason with Mabel, like, are you serious, Mabel? Ignore this man. Press
Oh,
the button. We don't know who it is, who this guy is. Use your head. Realize that this guy is lying to us. You can't trust him. So Mabel freezes for 1 second. She's got like her clenched fist hovering over this stop button or the shutdown button. But in the last few seconds of the countdown, she totally releases herself from the lever, allowing herself to just float up towards the portal and tells Grunkle Stan that she trusts him.
oh,
And she lets the countdown finish, much to
Eva.
Dipper's fear and anger. Dipper's like, are you
Mm.
crazy? And as he's yelling at her, the clock strikes zero. A massive light, white light, and concussive force just like emanates out of the lab and out of this
Mhm.
machine, knocking all of them back, blinding all of them, paralyzing the four of them momentarily, knocking them all unconscious. We see like light just take over the whole town of Gravity Falls. And then just a couple seconds later, everything slams back down into its place on the ground,
Okay.
including the kids and Stan and Seuss in the lab. And they reawake a second or two later and they stand to their feet and kind of like brush themselves off, otherwise unharmed. And they look up and see the inverted triangle, the portal machine is severely damaged, like all broken and cracked and like starting to
Okay.
fall apart. But the portal, the hole in the middle of it, it's beaming stronger than ever
Oh.
in a neon blue hue. And we see waves and sparks of electricity like moving and like zipping through it. And then a shadowy figure begins to take shape and walks out of the portal towards them. A
What kind of
human,
shape? Okay.
a human,
Okay.
a man, an older man. And he's wearing a full hooded cloak. He's got on like combat
Cloak.
boots and goggles, a cloak. Well, I'm sorry, a trench coat, not a cloak, not a cloak,
Okay.
a
I
trench
was like,
coat.
not
Yeah.
again.
Although I'm pretty sure he's got like a shawl wrapped around him too.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
does. It's
I
got
see
like
what
a
you're
hood. It's
saying.
like a
He's
hooded,
an
kind
adventurer.
of.
Got an adventurer
Exactly,
vibe.
exactly. It's very like
A traveler's
cyberpunk,
cloak.
steampunk. If anyone
Yes.
listening saw the Justice League directed by Zack Snyder, it's very much like Apocalypse World Batman as he's going in, like Doomsday Batman. He's going through, he's got like the goggles on, the trench coat, he's got a hood
Uh-huh.
over his like bat ears. It's literally like that exact thing, except no Batman, no cow, whatever.
Yeah.
So this man slowly walks out. He's
Okay.
got like a large gun or weapon of sorts like strapped
Oh,
onto his
no, you don't
back.
want that to
He's
walk out
got
of a portal.
with like goggles and a mask too. Like we don't love to see it, but hold on here, hold on. And this guy's got very thick, gray, kind of unwieldy hair peeking out over the goggles and like underneath the mask and the hood and
Uh-huh.
everything, covering his forehead. And he slowly walks out and down into the lab. He sees journal number one, before he takes any of the stuff off, he sees journal number one laying on the floor. He leans down and like kneels over it, and he places his hand right on top and reveals that he has 6 fingers, each of which perfectly align with the shape of the hand
Do the
on the
hands have
front
six
of the
fingers on the
journal.
journals?
It did. And I
And we
never
never
noticed it until
realized
this
it.
episode. And
Shit.
so I want to go back and I'm like, damn, did we miss that in the first
Damn, I think
episode?
we
Yeah, I
did.
never counted. I never thought to count. Yeah, it has six
Oh,
fingers.
shit.
Because at
Same.
first, yeah, because
Same.
at first I was like, oh, that's interesting. It was like, wait. We never clocked that.
Nope, we
Yeah.
did it. Shit,
Yeah.
this
It's
show's
like
so
and it's a
smart.
whole thing. I know it's good. It's good. It's a
Okay.
whole thing. Like in hindsight, I go back and I realize, like, oh yeah, I think they mentioned 6 fingers at another point in something, but I didn't really think about it. I was just like,
Okay.
yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah. And so, yes, his hand perfectly aligns with the hand on front of the journal, and he
Okay.
picks it up and he just puts it in a pocket inside of his cloak or his trench coat,
Okay.
and he continues to walk towards the rest of the gang. And Dipper just looks at Stan and is like, who is that man? And Stan responds and he says, it's the author of the journals. And at that moment, the man pulls off his hood, his goggles, and mask, and we see his face, a face that is nearly identical to Grunkle Stan's. But like I said, with longer hair, a
What?
scruffier beard, much thicker, longer sideburns, and cracked glasses. And Stan tells everyone, he's my brother.
Oh, shit.
And that's the end.
Twin? Oh, shit.
Twin.
Twins running a
And as the
family.
credits roll, they run in the family. They do. We can both speak on this fact.
Oh,
We
shit.
relate to this show a lot,
We do.
but I will just say, I'll just say then as the end credits roll, we just see like old timey footage from like the 50s or
Of
something,
the
kind
two
of
of
like
them.
sepia tone of two young little brown haired boys swinging on a swing set on a beach, watching the sunset, swinging in unison with their backs facing us. And that is the real end.
Okay, so Alexis, this episode answered
Mm-hmm.
one question and that was it. You said questions would be answered. It answered one question, which the author of the journal is his brother, twin question mark, question mark.
We still don't like know the name of quite yet,
And nothing
technically, but
else was
like, yeah.
answered, only more
Okay.
questions.
Because next week's episode, I promise, actually will answer everything. I couldn't give it away that it was my last episode that actually answered everything because I had to lead into
You
it
did
and get you on the
a
edge of
great
your
job of
seats.
that. It
And I had to
worked.
set the stage for what will actually be our final episode and the answers of all answers or of all questions
Now,
that we get next week.
what
Yeah.
I'm also curious about is that I know that these are not the last episodes of the show. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, obviously, I hope we learn about what the fuck's going on with, the whole portal, dimensions, twin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, journals. But also, there's a lot of federal charges floating around here. And I know the rest of the show
Yeah.
doesn't take
Put
place
a
in
pin in
prison.
those.
So
To the
I
best of
am
my knowledge.
wondering how that
We
gets
get back
wrapped up.
to a safe place for the
How
Pines
we
family.
how we dodge these, how we get
Exonerated
acquitted.
of all
Yeah,
charges. Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
How do they reach an
is
acquittal? Is the
clemency
next one a court
granted? Is
drama?
fine. Yeah, right. That's actually the rest of the season.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
just
just a
the
court
court.
drama for the next 5 episodes after this one. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean,
Incredible. Great
I
job.
guess yeah, I'll save some
Yeah,
of
we'll
the
get there.
answers to that
We'll get
stuff for
there.
next week. We'll get there
We'll get
next
there.
week because yeah, I don't want
Wow.
to leave too much of a cliffhanger for you all. Not like they did in the real world where
I
so
can't
imagine if we
believe
had watched this
four
show.
months.
I guess I was gonna say growing up, we were already grown up, but like yeah, if we had to wait 4 months between
That's
now and figuring
crazy.
out one, like, okay, who's his brother? What the heck? What's happening
Yeah.
here? And two, why did he just come out of that portal? What's going on? Like, no, we're nice on this
Yeah.
podcast, so we're
One
only
week.
going to make you wait 1 week. So, yeah,
Wow.
you're welcome.
Incredible job. Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
And I guess the very last thing I will say before ending all of this and getting to the next episode, so Grace can get an immediate answer, but
Thank you.
apparently there was a lot of like online fan speculation from the jump of the show that like Stan had a secret brother and like that this would
Oh.
be one of the big like plot reveals towards the end of the series that like they'd been working towards.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I really want to go online and find like apparently people were doing like Reddit posts and shit like that,
Oh,
like
I'm
all
sure.
the clues to like prove that Stan has a hidden brother or something. And like I want to go
Oh,
find those, and it makes me really want to rewatch the show
with those in
all the way
mind.
through without exactly with that in mind and without like the like knowledge that we have to turn this into like a narrative and turn it into a story for a
Yes.
podcast episode, like just actually watching it to watch it and not to like pick it apart. But like I
Yeah.
want to see if we can find any of those clues
Those
too,
clues.
or like
Oh, cool.
how
Yeah.
obvious, how early did they actually plant the seeds of like this reveal, and like
Yes.
were they did they
Was
really
it
have it in
intentional?
mind all along? Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't intentional. I have reasons to believe that it was somewhat like they may have
But
kind
they
of
also originally were
cleaned up
only
the
going to do
edges a
one
little bit.
season.
Exactly. So I think they did have to kind of like retcon a few small things that I
Yeah.
noticed that we'll talk about next week. But like for the most part, I do think this was mostly the plan all along. And yeah, I
Well,
think they planted some seeds for us to like be sleuths and go back and
that's
hunt
awesome.
for those clues. So
Yes.
on that note, so great episode. This was like a super critically acclaimed episode too. I'll
Yeah, I bet.
just say this and next week's episode. So buckle up because this is only the
Whew.
beginning of a great story about Grunkle Stan and his backstory. And so
Wow. Fuck
until we
yeah.
get to that next week in our final Gravity Falls episode, Grace, who should everyone listening or watching on YouTube tell about this podcast?
I think you should tell someone who you think's betrayed you.
Oh, shoot. Damn.
Or that
Real
you're
quick.
planning to betray Judas style.
Yes,
And they
exactly.
won't know which one it is.
Oh, Grace, and may I say, we are recording this on March 14th, but is not tomorrow the Ides of
The Ides
March?
of March.
A2, Brutus.
A2, Brutus.
A2. A2. Wow.
Always
What a time.
timely, always relevant. We are on accident.
Always on time. Look at us. Yes.
And who
Anyways.
else should they tell after they tell someone they were betrayed by or are going to betray?
After that, you should tell a federal agent, maybe
Great.
a retired. Let's say a retired federal
Yeah.
agent. Although, are you
Yes.
ever really
Are
retired?
you ever out of the
But
game?
no, a retired one, so that if they have any issues with the things that we talk about in this podcast, that we are in no danger of ending up in a position like
Yes.
Stan. Anyways,
Exactly.
so
Wow, amazing.
on that note, I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on. So just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.